This Thursday night football props edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone. Sean Second Money Green, partner in picks. Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Wow, super mailed in, huh? Everything all right?
Well, if the Eagles are going to mail in the game, why shouldn't I mail it in?
Well, because you're better than that.
That is true.
The lion does not concern itself with the sheep. In this case, the Eagles are the sheep.
Oh my
it's a
God.
metaphor.
Horrible loss.
Seriously, dude, 150 to 1 on most losses for the Falcons. Not helping out at all.
Thanks to everyone who reached out on Twitter immediately. Like, who are these people that are like, oh, I'll get some salt and put it in the wound? Like, come on. Come on. If you want to chirp before the game, and then if you want to follow up, sure, I'm fine with that. But these Johnny come latelys coming at someone I don't recognize at all. Oh, I hit the Drake London anytime touchdown, dramatic fashion. Yeah, well, go step in front of a train, fucking loser. And the game and the irony is the Eagles, I thought, played a pretty good game until Saquon, who may or may not be an inside agent for the Giants, dropped that ball.
Are you referring to his 16th drop since 2021? Most of all running backs.
Yes,
okay.
I'm referring to that drop.
Nice.
I don't know why you don't run the ball there. I mean, you have a decent chance of picking it up still in 3rd and 3 and icing the game. If not, worst case, you run off 40 seconds, making it much harder. But they still scored in like decent amount of time. The prevent defense is the bane of every football fan existence. And yeah, I mean, it is only game 2, but you can't lose a game like that. The only thing I can take solace in is everyone fucking lost.
Everyone sucks. That was the thesis.
Yeah, everyone sucks.
Except for the Saints.
We still are tied for the NFC East, the lead in the NFC East. Would have been nice to get a game up on the Cowboys, Washington, and although Washington, I guess technically is 1-1 and tied for the NFC East as well.
Yep.
Obviously would have liked to get the win. Horrible. What do you want me to say? It was horrible. Oh, how do you feel about the loss? How do you think I feel? Horrible. Nick Sirianni deserves the most blame. Saquon deserves a bunch of blame for dropping that ball. Hurts deserves some blame for throwing that pick late. But Fangio deserves blame for that soft ass coverage towards the end of the game.
Any blame? Well, I think that's just how he plays defense. Any blame?
What do you mean? They played good defense for the majority of the game.
Any blame on Adam Schefter wearing that ridiculous
and Scott Van Pelt, who I do like, totally jinxing the Eagles by saying, "Oh, it looks like the home team's locked it up."
No,
not so fast.
You're not going on after
you
SVP
can't have
on this show.
You can't host a segment called "Bad Beats," Scott Van Pelt, and then single-handedly jinx the Philadelphia Eagles. Come on, Scott.
Wow.
Scott did have Atlanta plus 5.5.
You're a big Scott. You're a big SVP fan.
I do like his show.
You must be in a dark place right now, going after SVP.
Are the Falcons for real?
No.
Someone wants to know.
But I will say there's low points.
No.
And then there's losing to Kirk Cousins in prime time.
Yeah, it was a horrible loss. Again, horrible. Did I not stress horrible? Nick Fortune, I will give a shout out to Sean for suggesting Barkley over 2.5 receptions.
Of course,
he did get that part done. Didn't get the important reception when we needed it. Thanks, Saquon.
A ray of sunshine through the dark clouds. Sean seeing a touting opportunity.
Yeah,
nice. I got my kicking prop. Nailed it. Coup over 6.5 points. Very easy. Also had a sack, celebrated the sack, then realized that Brandon Graham's sack was called back due to a penalty.
Yeah.
One note I had, they called the Jeremy Shockey penalty against Jalen Hurts for the first time, I think, since Jeremy Shockey
I mean, there was a bunch of penalties.
Wait, but have you seen that penalty called, the delay of game because someone spikes the football?
No.
When's the last time Jeremy Shockey is literally the last person I've seen that called on. Maybe Beckham. They used to call the Shockey rule on Beckham. But.
Yeah, and the Eagles need to clean up the illegal man downfield for the offensive line, but also NFL. Like, no one cares about these penalties. Like, the illegal man down the field just slows the game down. It's a dumb penalty. It doesn't have any impact on the plays. Like, that is, and I mean, obviously the onus is on the Eagles to correct it if they're going to keep calling it, but it's an insane penalty to just keep calling. Like, people don't want to watch a ton of flags in a game. They want to see guys play. They want to let them play. I don't understand the point of emphasis on the illegal man downfield. Like, how does it make the game more exciting or interesting to call these plays where, yes, technically they are 3 yards down the field instead of 1 yard, but it has no impact on the play. Why do you call it?
Well, I think specifically with that rule, the spirit of the rule is to not gain an advantage.
If the offensive linemen are running down the field and blocking linebackers and safeties on a pass play, yes, that should be called. But if a guy like kind of whiffs on a double team and finds himself 3 yards down the field,
I'd say,
why are we calling that a penalty?
Yeah, it seems like maybe some contextual reference. If the guy's face down on the ground, it's probably not worth calling.
Yeah,
the
or
penalty.
if he's not blocking anyone, who cares? Like, it doesn't. It's just a dumb. And again, the Eagles, it's on them to fix it if they're going to call it this strict. But Ryan, we watched football for how many years? I don't know why it's not a player safety thing. It doesn't make the game more exciting. It doesn't help lead to more points. Why would they keep calling this?
I mean, I think there would probably be teams that would gimmick it, but again, there's a subjective nature to the fact that I think you just have to be a little bit more game aware when you're calling this penalty.
Yeah,
and I would say in general, yeah, the illegal man downfield calls probably were more relevant back in the day. I don't see it like this sticking point where every year this happens. Just like in week 1, what did we see on Thursday night? We saw an excessive amount of calling the left tackle lining up in the backfield.
That's the same one. Like, hey, okay, fine. Maybe like one is a warning, or just what happened to going up to the left tackle and be like, hey, you're lining up off sides. Like these dumb plays where it's like the guy lining up a couple inches one way or the other.
But you know what it is? These are also things that almost certainly there was a memo sent out.
Yes, and it is
so
on the
teams
coaches.
were aware. If the memo went out, you got to be aware that they're going to obviously throw a lot of flags, specifically with these things. This is how the NFL gets stuff out of the game. They go really hard on it for a couple weeks. Teams adjust, and then we're back to normal.
Yeah, Sirianni has a lot of shit to clean up. But Ryan, we're turning the page. I'm on to New Orleans, and we got a special guest here. Talk some Thursday night football props. If people are still watching football when Thursday happens,
really?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty pissed off. No,
you're out on football.
Well, Ryan, I mean, kudos to you.
I couldn't be more in on football right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though your team's horrible.
I told you, I'm at some sort of weird consciousness with the game and being a fan of a team that is actually dumber than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel great.
Yes, I guess it could be worse. It could be the Giants.
I did enjoy every moment of listening to the end of this game. So when I left my house, I thought the Falcons had blown the game by running a very predictable Bijan up the middle play, which was stuffed by CJ GJ.
Great play by CJ GJ there.
Boy, the roller coaster of being a fan of that guy. It's either he's making an amazing play or he's completely shitting the bed. But yeah, no, and then coming in and getting to see you melt down. I mean, that felt good. I enjoyed that more than I normally would in a season that's already a DOA.
Because you're like a nihilist, an NFL nihilist, right?
Perhaps, yeah, maybe I'm gonna fuck around a little bit this year.
What does that mean?
Get into the Steelers a little bit more. see what that feels like.
Try on some different teams.
See what Bill Callahan's perspective is in this fucking idiot Will Levis. I got a lot of options out there.
Yeah.
Why do I gravitate to all the bad teams though?
Well, I mean, it's kind of in your nature, Ryan.
I mean, stop it. 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
Nice.
Still going to use that.
All right, joining us on the line, and we'll be joined by a guest in just a second. Actually, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code SGPN, get you a 100% deposit, or sorry, 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're gonna be talking a little. We'll talk some Underdog, talk some props, some first touchdown. Shout out to Underdog, who now has the first touchdown fantasy projections for some of the players. Those are certainly fun to get down on, and they have a ton of boosts, nice deposit stuff. It's just they really have it all, Ryan, and you can get it all over at UnderdogFantasy.com when you use the promo code SGPN. Get you set up, get you ready to go, and UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
All right.
Joining us on the line, he's the host of the Golf Gambling Podcast. You love him, you know him, Mr. Boston Capper. What's happening, Capper? Doesn't have his mic on.
That's not like Capper. You think?
Sorry.
Even though we tested everything beforehand,
Yes.
he managed to screw it up. Maybe he's just trying to make you feel better.
I'm an old. What do you want from me, Sean? How you doing,
Yes.
buddy? You good?
Well, obviously I've done better. The Eagles losing in spectacular fashion, and then you have to host this fucking Thursday night prop show. Yeah, I've been better.
Is that fun?
Oh, hey, it's your dream job. You get to talk about sports and betting all day. Yeah, until your team has a fucking gut punch loss, and then you got to fire up youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Then it's not a dream. It's a living nightmare, but I'm doing okay.
Good, man. Good to hear. I like it. Look, therapy's working for you, man. The hot yoga is working out for you. Seems good.
I did have a great hot yoga session. Did not have any impact on the game, but
Kirk Cousins in primetime, Capper. You can't unlive. You can't unsee those things.
That's the worst part about it. Can you imagine? I think he's won 3 of the last 4 now. That used to be the staple.
I know.
Against Kirk. Ugh. Gross.
forgot how bad Capper's
Meanwhile-
internet is. What's up, Capper?
Uh-oh.
No, I said I forgot how bad your internet is. It always cuts out. But we
Dude, I got the fucking. I got fiber. I got it hooked up. I don't know what you
You
want.
got fiber.
Well, let's change the subject. Let's talk about your Patriots. You thought they were going to be the worst team in the NFL. They're 1-1. They probably could have been 2-0. They punted in overtime, which is never a good idea. Maybe a little. What's your take on the Pats? I know you were going to like root against them, and you had all these unders, and you were going to smash. Where are you at with the Pats right now?
Nothing has fucking changed. Have you watched it? This is like the Colby Dant team of the century. Like they run the ball 90 times and they bring in extra defenders, and it's not a good team. Brissett hasn't thrown he threw for what 114 yards on 138 yards. Like it doesn't matter. Like we're a bad team.
They're not. I would say they're not. They're not even near the bottom of the list, though.
We will have a top 5 pick. We're not trash like the Giants, and we're not trash like the Panthers. But other than that, we will be a top 5 pick.
Well, the Panthers now are starting Andy Dalton, so we might have to reconsider our takes there.
Well, and you mentioned passing yards, but no one has been throwing for a bunch of passing yards or passing touchdowns. Brock Purdy leading the league with 550, and now Deebo Samuel just went out. Ryan, I mean, I know no one is.
We'll share the bet detective nugget. Only quarterback in the league to have 2 250-yard games is Gardner Minshew. What kind of NFL are we in right now?
Yeah, and yes, Will Levis is not on the first page, but he's at the top of the second page. I mean, he's beaten out Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love.
We're so alive in that bet. We're so alive.
I mean, if there's any year to have a crazy long shot for passing yards, this is the year, because I mean, Minshew's 17 yards behind Brock Purdy. It really, and maybe it's just because no one's playing in preseason and the games in general have gotten sloppier, but that kind of leans into the Pats' strength. Do you still feel good about a Pats under 5.5 wins, Capper?
Yes, they're terrible. Like, what are you talking? Like they want the Bengals are responsible for week 1, right?
Yes.
The Seahawks suck, and we had we could have closed it out twice, and we couldn't do it. Went to overtime, and Mayo is. I know you guys are giving him his flowers. He's overmatched. He is not good. He's not a good coach. I'm telling you right now. We are 3 wins max.
I will say this: they've been more prepared than a lot of teams in the NFL for their 2 games.
What does that mean? It doesn't mean shit.
It means that there's a lot of bad teams, and I think you're over. This is your way of getting through a bad year.
No,
this is some sort of grieving
bad
process.
year. It's been bad since Brady left. This is nothing to do with that. Cam Newton was the bad year. Like this is the
right.
I can't believe
that takes me back. Remember when people are like, "You got to investigate Bill Belichick. The league is fixed." They just got Cam Newton for $1 million. Remember
what
that
a
Cam
steal.
Newton season?
Yeah. Meanwhile, a guy throws a fucking can of paint like he throws a fucking football. Unbelievable.
His arm was so
Cam
ruined.
Newton really looked so bad towards the end, but then he redeemed himself with that video of a bunch of guys trying to jump him, and he had a big goofy hat on and fought them all off. I was like, holy shit! I got mad respect for Cam Newton now.
Yeah, Harry Potter video.
Yeah, he was like wearing a wizard hat.
Alex Van Pelt is running a fucking 1974 Pittsburgh Steelers offense in 2024.
Perfect.
He has completed 15. Brissett has completed 15 passes the last 2 games out of 24 and 27 attempts.
Yeah.
Listen, I get the quarterback plays down, and now all of a sudden everybody's fucking running the ball, and we don't care about anything but establishing the run now in professional football. But it doesn't matter. It's that bad. And never mind the fact that we just lost Jawan Bentley, who was our defensive captain. We lost 2 offensive linemen with a line that sucked dick. Anyway, it's unbelievable. Like the fact that we're gonna get steamrolled by the Jets.
Really?
The Jets.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough spot for the Patriots. Thursday night football early on for a rookie head coach.
Yep.
But I mean,
whoa, what's going on, Cap?
Put some headphones on. Kramer, what's going on?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We just got rid of Capper.
Capper left. We bailed on Capper.
No, I think he panicked and didn't know what to do. It's the classic, like, that you ever heard the story of the guy who, maybe thinks he's getting an internet virus and he decides he unplugs the computer because that's the way to get rid of the internet virus. We'll see if Capper comes back. He might be back. He's back. All right, let's bring him back on.
All right. So you said the internet was spotty, so I tapped it into the phone instead.
Okay.
Oh.
I like that.
That's kind of technical.
Yeah, look at that.
Almost impressive.
Capper, you said Gerard Mayo's a tough spot for a rookie head coach, but do we think Robert Saleh is a good head coach? Like
no,
this
Robert
feels
Saleh
like
sucks. No, he sucks balls too. What a hardo runs the stairs every game day. Oh, I'm gonna show the NBC and CBS cameras how I run the stairs. I'm still in shape. He's the worst.
I will say, Sean, I'm going to start, since I'm in the office usually bright and early, and they will show all the various pre-game routines of the coaches. Anytime I see a coach exercising seriously, I'm going to start recording it, because I saw Dave Canales doing some, like, he was.
Well, what about Harbaugh? If Harbaugh's exercising, I mean, this is the thing. The NFL is setting up for Harbaugh to win the Super Bowl. That's
already.
Yes,
No, he would have done it with Kaepernick if it would have happened.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, he did get Kaepernick to a Super Bowl. If that doesn't get him in the Hall of Fame, nothing will.
And then what? He went to the Jets and he couldn't complete a fucking pass.
Yeah,
I guess I hate the Harbaughs. I hate them. They're assholes. But I guess
I've had a real life cycle of love and hate for the Harbaughs.
Well, now Jim Harbaugh is likable because he's taking this Chargers team that just perpetually. What? You don't like Harbaugh
Decker
now?
doesn't make Harbaugh fucking likable.
When he's
an asshole.
Sean,
wait till SoFi is sold out and the Chargers fans are going nuts.
We might be inside the box on this one.
Yeah, listen, man, that's a completely West Coast. There's no way SoFi is sold out for a Chargers game. No fucking shot.
Give it time.
Sean, what did we see on the broadcast? We saw road Chargers fans in makeup, in costume.
Yeah,
they might have been actors. We haven't confirmed this, but I mean,
all right, Alex Jones, calm down.
The vibes are changing.
All right, let's talk a little Thursday night props. I know it's early, but never too early to get down on some action.
No.
Capper, what do you got? What's a Thursday night prop you like?
So I was looking at a couple of them. So Brissett under 171 seems like the easiest bet of the fucking night.
Yeah.
He can't throw. He sucks.
Yeah.
And all we want to do is run the ball. I mean, it's nuts. 171 over under, and I think the easiest bet is the under. It's so pathetic. Alex Van Pelt is the worst offensive coordinator ever. Like, never mind the fact that we're trying to do whatever we're trying to do. Like, it's unimaginative. It's like, oh, if I can call it from the couch, it's not a good offense. Promise you that. and I'm calling it from the couch every single fucking time. He sucks.
I was gonna say, you got to be wary of the guy who's the offensive coordinator, but not actually calling the plays on game day.
Oh, that's the whole reason why the Patriots. You know why the Patriots? You know why? So here's the deal. We have Ben fucking McAdoo. Guess who's still paying him? The Giants. Alex Van Pelt. Guess who's still paying him? The Browns. You know what Robert Kraft loves? People who are still being paid by other organizations to come in and fucking do something for their organization. And guess what they do? They shit the bed.
Robert Kraft, of course.
You have to know when to come.
Yes.
And he likes a good deal. Apparently, he wants coaches that other teams are playing.
Sean can appreciate a good deal.
Kramer, what are you doing? What's your first prop?
I'll pivot off of that. Well, not really. It's a correlated thing, I think. But Rhamondre Stevenson, from what I can tell, seems to be getting a ton of carries, 25 and 21.
17.5 over.
No, I'm not taking the carries. I'm taking the yards, 68.5. Because what I found,
do both.
The Jets have been pretty bad against the run. And I think that if the Patriots do exactly what they want to do, they're going to have enough success. I know they were working Gibson in there, but Stevenson is the bell cow. 68.5 yards, Sean.
No,
where are they making this number up?
I also had Rhamondre Stevenson over 68.5 rushing yards as my first bet. He has 46 carries in 2 games. Yeah. I mean, you can any running back in the NFL that's going to get 20 plus carries. 68.5 is pretty low, and you know the Titans were able to run the ball on this Jets defense. The Jets defense was supposed to be good. I'm still pretty suspect of this Jets defense.
And Johnson blew his ACL too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
they just lost their linebacker for the season. I think either ACL or Achilles.
One of their better pass rushers.
They're going to be thin in the front 7. Hassan Reddick, he's still dressing up as a samurai. How is this guy not playing like that? What a fuck up by the Jets organization, not getting this guy on the field by now.
Did you say a fuck up by the Jets organization? That's so weird. Yeah. It's almost like they do that year after. They trot Joe Namath out. They have not won a fucking Super Bowl since that's literally 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Susie, what did he say right before he tried to make out with Susie?
I know, he just said, I want to kiss you. he was pretty straightforward.
And they're like, Joe, we're not going to put you on TV anymore unless you're selling life insurance or like a chair. Mortgages. Yeah, or a chair that like takes you from the first floor to the second floor. That's your wheelhouse.
He took care of business back in the day.
Chris Brady in the chat saying Jets being minus 280 is a little crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I'm at with the game yet, but
listen,
I know you think you're going to get smashed.
Andrews is out. We have 2 offensive linemen out. Our offensive line was terrible to begin with, and now we have.
But you don't need an offensive line. Come on, it's Pat's football. All right, Capper, give us another prop you like.
So I love the Stevenson over, but I have my favorite was 17.5 attempts.
Yeah, no,
all we're going to do is run the ball. That's all we're going to do. We do not let Jacoby Brissett pass the ball. You know why? Because he sucks at throwing the fucking ball. So we're gonna let Rhamondre Stevenson like run himself into an early grave over the next year. He's gonna be worthless after this year, but we paid him, so hopefully he'll be fine. But yeah, listen, over 17 and a half. That's actually the best bet. Fuck the other one. Percent under 70. Over 17.5 rushing yards for Rhamondre Stevenson all day.
Attempts, yes.
Well, and it is, you could see a case for fading. And I would like to probably play some of the Jets rushing stuff because, well, the Jets are smart. This team just lost in overtime. You're going to want to, and you're playing on a short week. You would want to run it down their throat, but I don't know what the split is going to be because they keep working in Braylon Allen. So maybe there's like a Jets team total rushing yards, but what are you doing, Craig?
No, I'm going to fade Breece Hall, 69.5 rushing yards. He hasn't hit that total yet this year.
Yeah.
And now you're going against the New England team that's held in 2 games. They've held teams to 116 rushing yards. So, I mean, there's granted it's 2 games, small sample side. It's skewed because Seattle wasn't very good at running the ball. And Cincinnati didn't really try to, but it shows that they're still very, very competent stopping the run. And Sean mentioned that clearly they're playing this Allen kid. Clearly they like him.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why they're totaling this rushing. I mean, he's had 2 games, and I don't even know if he's hit 60 yards. I think it's maybe 54 and 59. So yeah, not sure where this number is coming. Under Breece Hall.
Was it 68?
69.5.
All right, so 69.5. So you're right. So we didn't try to stop the run at all against Cincinnati. That coaching staff is actually retarded. And
it's a baby fucking wheel, man.
And if you look at what we stopped, like we just lost Bentley, who's our best linebacker, captain on the defense. Keon White is our best defensive player now, and he's a disruptor, right? So like pass rush, but when they ran at him last week, they gouged us, man. Like they really did. Like when Seattle was gaining with Charbonnet, it was all at the interior defensive line. They started tearing it up as soon as it went out. I would be careful with that. I like Hall.
I like that. I like that Capper doesn't like it.
Capper, what about this? Joey Slye over 1.5 field goals. Come on.
Yeah,
you guys are
fine.
good. You guys are good for 2 field goals.
Are you in my notes?
We got rid of the 4th round fucking kicker. we actually picked a kicker in the 4th round, and then he got cut this year. Is that good?
How do you draft a kicker and then cut him?
Capper, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Bill.
I'm sure
but keep doing your fucking media tour, Bill. Just keep doing it. Just go around to everybody and be like, hey, listen, I'm going to give my great opinion on everything. And Matt Patricia is with him on every single show, too. Unbelievable.
Really?
Have you not seen the clown show?
Capper is bitter.
Does he bring the pencil behind his ear for a laminated play sheet?
He fucking does. It's unbelievable. I can't wake up my kids. I wanted to scream. He fucking puts it. He puts it behind the ear, like pretending like he's actually covering plays. And he's definitely had Ozempic too. He looks like he's been smoking crack.
So Joey Slye, who I'm sure
Joey
you know,
Slye,
Sean,
over 1.5.
went to Virginia Tech.
Oh,
played for the Commander Redskin football team for a little bit. The point total's 5.5, but you got to play a -135 juice on the over. I think you're not playing for him to get 3 extra points.
No.
So to your point, the 1.5,
1.5's a much better.
better bet at even money. And I just hit a kicking prop. So perhaps for you to go into the kicking props and select the guy from Virginia Tech on a smash spot where he's sunk. He's made 5 field goals on the year. Yeah. Great bet, Sean. Almost like you were in my notes.
And Ryan, if you were so good at like predicting kickers and stuff, why don't you call it Dayball and let them know
Ask Sean what I said before the game.
Ryan goes, "What are they doing? They didn't bring up a kicker. Why are they trotting out an injured kicker?" And then the irony of all ironies.
This was before the fucking game.
The Redskins kicked 7 field goals with a guy who was just wandering the streets that they could have signed.
I feel great.
All they had to do was like kick a couple of extra points. They would have won the game.
Napalm the entire building.
Stadium. So could always be worse. All right. So I've given out 2 props. Kramer, where are you at? How many of you?
I've given out 3.
Okay. I'll toss this in. Now this is a positive Patriots one, so Capper may hate it, but
he's definitely gonna hate it.
Hunter Henry over 32.5 receiving yards. He's their number 1 target.
That seems like free money.
He's had 15 targets. He's the only guy they throw the football to.
Tale of 2 games. He actually has only gone over this once.
Okay.
So he had a huge game last game and not much the first game.
And it was really the first half, right? So it really was the first half. You take a look at the second half. I think he had 1 catch.
So do I go? Do I bail off the Hunter Henry? I kind of like it though. I mean, it's Brissett's guy. I'm gonna stick.
No, I don't hate it.
Okay, Brissett.
No, that's fine. I mean, look, what are you gonna do? You gonna bet on Pop Douglas or fucking Polk, or
my
some
opinion
other
is
scumbag who can't catch the ball?
I would play the alt if I was playing Henry. Because you're playing that he has another game like last week, where I think
we
was like,
we gonna do a ladder.
I mean, that's a 12 target performance. If he runs that back, Sean, you want don't you want to be on 80 yards at 10-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Hunter Henry is their only like legit skill player besides Rhamondre.
See, what
That's
happened was
correct.
Because the Eagles lost the game before and you weren't seeing clearly like I was, you weren't able to realize the ladder spot that was Hunter Henry.
Ryan did was walking around week 1 like, man, I'm seeing the board so clearly.
Yeah.
It's so obvious, all these plays.
I didn't do well. It was
week
good.
2 is a bloodbath.
It's good.
But that's the NFL.
I'm clear. That's what I mean. I've reached the bottom. The
moment. Are you the Aaron Rodgers now? Like, I know I said relax and everybody's doing this thing, but it's really like what the hell did he say? It's really
I have no idea. I mean, I know what you're talking
not
about.
Heard the quote. It's like some weird like melody thing. He's like, you just gotta go with the music, and it's not.
It's like Keanu Reeves says. If someone wants to tell you that 1 + 1 = 5, just say, "Cool, man."
Better.
Cool, man. Capper, you got any props, and then we'll talk a little first touchdown.
I like Hall receptions over 30.5. Right.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So we've always been bad against the screen, and when we lose Bentley and we're focused on the front seven crashing in, I think Bentley or I think Hall over 30.5 is easy money.
I mean, it was shocking how much Allen was in there again, but yeah, Hall. It did seem like there's a lot of stuff, both like planned and unplanned, that he could. That could
be one catch for him.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to it when we talk first touchdown, but I think on the other side, Allen Lazard's the guy to target. Maybe even anytime, whatever it is. Aaron Rodgers still has love for Allen Lazard, and I mean, we should be so lucky to have a friend like Aaron Rodgers, always looking out for you, always bringing you along, making sure you get jobs. He's like the Adam Sandler, and Allen Lazard is Rob Schneider, right? Like, wait, why is this guy still in movies? And you're like, oh, he's friends with Adam Sandler.
First of all, can we stop for a second? How bad? Like Rob Schneider, like what happened? He went from the copy guy, which was great on SNL, to he had his own feature film. He was Deuce Bigelow.
Dude, they made a sequel to Deuce Bigelow. If you want to know how weird Hollywood is, they're like Deuce Bigelow sequel.
Yeah, and now he's doing Fox News and what's the other weird one? He's doing comedy there.
He's all grown up.
Yeah, he went right wing. You know, you got to do whatever
Sandler
you can.
Stop paying him.
Whatever you can to find the audience.
To your point, Sean, Lazard is leading the team in red zone opportunities.
It's insane.
3 of them were all in that first week. So,
all right, we'll talk first touchdowns before we do. Shout out to Rhythm, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get your 7-day free trial today. Rhythm actually had an awesome week. Their ROI was crazy on all the NFL stuff they gave out. I'm regretting the times where I ignored Rhythm and went with my gut. Instead, go with Rhythm. Build your own models. Follow the model. They had a 22.5% ROI on NFL spread bets, 44.3% ROI on NFL money line bets. Of course, the dogs were barking early and often. We'll be giving out some of our favorite Rhythm plays for the prop show, for the NFL pick show, but get in now, start building your own models, claim your 7-day free trial today, but go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And we're also brought to you by BetUS. Bet with the best, baby. They've been in business for over 30 years. Got a nice deposit bonus, a bunch of bonus options, but just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Rollover requirements are there for the bonus, or you can just go no bonus and get in really fast, lightning quick deposits and withdrawals. Britton Hess, who hosts the Daily Dog, just said, hey, try it out, BetUS. Got a nice bonus, ran it up a little bit, withdrawed, no problem. Got my cash the same day in my bank account. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS, and promo code SGPN, so they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook. Kramer, talking a little first touchdown. What do you got on the slate?
Happy to go last. I don't want to steal anyone's sauce.
Well,
can we just break Sean's balls for a second?
Sure.
He hasn't mispronounced anything in a very long time, but just said withdrawal.
with trolls.
I mean, you're talking a cap or a banker.
I mean, you know,
It's a baby fucking wheel.
Is it
might be,
true?
I might be slurring a little bit. Capper, what are you going to make me walk the line over here? Capper's a copper.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, he's going undercover here,
working for the intelligence agencies. All right, I guess.
Well, I'll go because I've already kind of tipped my hand. Hunter Henry at 18-1. This is insane.
Oh, no.
Hunter Henry is the #1 target for the New England Patriots. I don't know if they're going to score a touchdown, but if they do, it's probably going to be going to Hunter Henry. 18-1. Again, Rhamondre, he has 15 targets. Rhamondre has 8. So the fact that you're getting the target leader, regardless of how bad the quarterbacks are, in a game where it's 18-1, that to me is an insane price. So I'm on Hunter Henry, and then the other guy, Alan Lazard. To Ryan's point, like he's getting a bunch of red zone targets. He's only 12-1, 13 targets. He's right behind Breece Hall and obviously Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, the price is a little chalky. And Braylon Allen, who had 2 touchdowns last game, his price kind of sucks. So Alan Lazard 12-1, Hunter Henry 18-1 for me.
I can find you 21-1 on Hunter Henry.
Really? Okay, so I'll upgrade it to 21-1. And
shop around,
nice.
Sean.
Yeah.
Again, this is one of those things when you're not laser focused on all of football and just one depressing part of football, like losing to Kirk Cousins in prime time. You might miss something like this. Anyway,
agreed. Capper,
Yeah.
what do you got for your first touchdowns?
Dude, I like that Henry 21-1. What about what's Brissett?
I got you. Oh, so you're in my card because this is a tight end and quarterbacks kind of night. Brissett's.
Do you see him? He so Brissett is like I am, like when I'm out like trying to play like any sport now. I'm like, I'm still 25. Nope. I'm 41. I'm trying to run, and all of a sudden my hamstring pops, and I want to fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
This is what fucking Brissett is doing. He keeps pulling down the ball and running. He wants that fucking touchdown.
Yeah, 30-1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'll say this:
add a Brissett because he's got that dog in him.
Don't you remember when the Browns used him as the QB? The short year, or maybe it was the Colts.
He is really good at QB sneaks.
Unrelated.
I forgot about
the
that.
Browns were using Jameis as the QB sneak guy. I absolutely love that. So I'm with Capper.
I mean, but also, if you're the Browns, aren't you trying to get Deshaun Watson injured at this point? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I picked up every Browns backup in my dynasty leagues. I'm like, I don't care who you are, second, third, and fourth. Like Deshaun's going to jail at some point. Just
Capper
like Puffy. Puffy went to jail tonight, boys. Did you see that?
What?
Oh wow!
Puffy went to jail.
Sean Diddy got pinched for sex trafficking. That's right. He's going the R. Kelly route.
Oh boy,
that is a disgusting
Epstein Island stuff over there. All right, so I'm with Capper at the Brissett 30-1. That price makes a lot of sense, and I'm with you with Hunter Henry because I do think that his first touchdown price should not be 21.
Yeah, I mean
that's incorrect.
He's the leading guy. We see this all the time. The dog gets an early touchdown in a primetime game.
I'll be honest. The only other way to play it, if you were playing the Patriots, is just single shot Rhamondre. Because
it's not fucking worth. That's no fun. Don't tell people to do that.
I'm not going to do it. I would never do that. There's no. If chalk hits, I'm not winning ever. Maybe once in a while I'll single shot some chalk. I think I did Christian McCaffrey one year. Anyway, Hunter Henry, Brissett on the Patriots side, and for me on the Jets side. I went so Alan Lazard. The price on Alan Lazard just isn't that good. I think you're probably onto something there, but I'm going Jeremy Ruckert. He's the only tight end to have a red zone target. Sean,
who?
He's their backup tight end. If you remember, his dad was the guy doing the cheerleading dance. JETS.
I considered playing Ruckert.
He's 35-1, and
he's Fireman Ed's kid.
No. But his dad's a big Jets fan, so it's a family thing. And the second one, I don't know why, but I'm sticking to the quarterbacks. Give me Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
40-1. We haven't seen the belt come out in a long time. It's Thursday Night Football.
Discount double check.
40-1 anyway. So Henry 21-1, Brissett 30-1, Ruckert 35-1, Rodgers 40-1.
Ryan, I'm old enough to remember when Aaron Rodgers was a media darling.
Yeah.
He was like Kelsey is now everywhere.
Like,
soup, car insurance.
Yep.
You can't give this guy enough shine. Shout out to Big W giving us a nice super chat saying the only thing I won this week was CJ's interception prop. Yeah, he was
Love
early
CJ.
on the idea that that they were just going to be a ton of interceptions this week in the NFL. Capper, any other props plays you want to give out for the Pats at the Jets?
Yeah, no, I think. Listen, you take some ayahuasca or whatever the hell you call it. Like, I think.
And you corrected my pronunciation. You called it mamawaska.
No, ayahuasca. What do you call it?
Ayahuasca. It's
That's what I just said,
ayahuasca.
ayahuasca.
It starts with an I.
But that's great. It's like
Ayahuasca.
selfish ayahuasca.
There's no M in there.
Ayahuasca.
I guess
you got decades of tape. You got one on me. Yeah, listen, whatever. He's an asshole, but he's absolutely like a look at me type guy. And like I'm telling you, that weird. Oh, Bolero, that's the fucking word. He was like everybody was freaking out about like how the NFL season is like a sprint, and everybody's looking for water in the desert, but it's really like a bolero, and you gotta go through like the music and just kind of roll with it. And I was like, the Jets are fucked. It's like unbelievable. But he's also look at me guy. So yeah, fucking 40-1. Rodgers running it in against the Pats all day, every day. Like,
Yes,
give me that twice on Sunday.
With Ryan Fitzpatrick's drip in the building too, you know he's gonna want to show off.
Look out.
He's like, you went to Harvard. I went to Cal,
Yeah.
I guess, community college. I'm super smart though. I took a bunch of shrooms. And I think I know everything. Yeah. Can't wait.
Illuminati. He's a big Illuminati.
I've
guy.
done my own research. Anyone who like, everyone's always so proud of the research they've done.
Sean, you got to start.
I've done no research. That's why there's fucking doctors. I graduated Cal State Northridge. Why would I listen to? Like, yeah, there's doctors, there's people who actually do research, and then I have to research their research. What the fuck?
Sean,
I have to break the tie between science.
Just start putting.
I didn't sign up for
just
that.
Start putting DYOR on all your posts.
DYOR. But do your own research.
Christian McCaffrey's going to get injured this year.
Yeah, I did my research on targets and touches, and there was no way Christian McCaffrey was playing. Was going to be healthy for the entire season.
Yeah.
And the fantasy community decided to bully against me.
Well, he's on my dynasty team that you fucking
twice with the dynasty team.
Stop promoting your dynasty team.
No one cares.
Quit.
No, you what are you, 10?
Years ago, because you drafted like shit.
Well, yeah. If we want to call out the first two picks we had, it was a super flex league. We had the 12th and 13th pick, and Sean insisted we take Carson Wentz and Deshaun Watson.
Listen, I don't want to hear
picks.
excuses. I was on vacation, walking around with not only my family, another family with children. In some other places, like, why are you being a dickhead? I'm like, I have to have this draft.
No, you gotta understand. We now are aggressively getting out of fantasy.
My dynasty draft is
Exactly.
I'm drafting right now.
No,
I need some third rounders.
Yep.
Yeah, but I got 2 out of the 4 years of you cows quit.
Thank you.
We bailed.
You're welcome. I mean,
Capper, what can people expect on the Golf Gambling Podcast? What the hell's going on over there?
So we got the fall swing. We got a bunch of guys who are basically our handicaps out there trying to get their PGA handicap, their tour cards. We got the President's Cup coming up, which is a good one. Yeah. So I think we're doing that on Sunday. We'll get the President's Cup because American teams should dominate, but there's plenty of plus money opportunities on the international team because the USA team might not be as strong as it looks like.
play that Benedict music. You hear this?
Oh, what are you gonna?
Oh, I was team Europe in the Ryder Cup. If you guys listened, no. If you listened, me and Steve both listen. We knew Europe was gonna fucking dominate America. So guess what? I don't care where your allegiance lie. Where's your allegiance, Brian, Sean? Where's it at? Green.
USA,
Green, baby.
USA.
Give me that money. Who cares?
USA.
That's also true.
USA. We'll get Europe back when we send them Panthers versus Giants in Germany.
We have said that we would be willing to look at private equity. For fine.
If the Saudis want to back this podcast, sure. Ryan will wear a chic. I don't care.
Me too.
I've done some modeling in a chic before.
SGPN chic.
Chapper's like, let me
would
on.
look pretty good. Yeah. The almighty dollar. All right. Well, appreciate you coming on,
Yes,
Capper.
Capper.
As
all right,
always.
boys. Go Jets. Get a good
Go
draft pick,
Jets.
Pats. No more wins, Pats. No more wins. Let's go. Stick to that under 4.5. Let's go.
He's
Thank
so
you for
sad. All
participating
right,
in
see
the
you,
Sports
Capper.
Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm
What?
Sean.
Wait, do we want to? I do we want to give out an underdog entry?
Oh, sure.
I
Yes.
got rid of Capper. though.
Okay.
We can do it without him. We don't need him anymore.
All right, let's build an underdog entry.
I know that usually cheers you up.
It does. I did actually hit a pick 'em. I had a lot of stuff tied to Bijan Robinson not having a touchdown, so that actually tied it with Caleb Williams. If you remember, lower passing yards. You just got to keep hammering these lower passing yards. But what's the Thursday night pick 'em we like?
Well, I mean, we discussed the Rhamondre stuff, so we can probably just pick however we want to. That he's going to have a good game.
His on underdog, his higher 65.5. I think we take that. We're getting 3 yards right there.
Yeah.
And then what do we like on the Jet side?
I mean, I think the matchup is there. Like, I do think there's a little bit of a matchup to maybe fade Breece Hall, both because they seem to want to use Allen and the matchup just might be.
Do you want to take a lower touchdown for Breece Hall, or no? That's too crazy. Do you just want to do lower rushing yards?
I would just do the rushing yards.
Okay, so we got higher Rhamondre,
too.
Lower on Breece. They're both at 65.5.
And now I think we mix in something different.
Okay, do we do Hunter Henry?
What's the offering?
Well, they only have longest reception and him to get a touchdown.
Oh, what's the longest reception?
15.5 yards.
Oh God,
that's a long.
That's a long reception.
It's pretty far for Jacoby Brissett.
That might be an under, right? A lower? Or do we
I don't
pivot?
know. I like his over receiving yards. So I don't know if I want to take. I don't want to thread that needle of lower longest catch.
They do have the Slye. We could just tie together the stuff.
Yeah,
we
come on, Slye. What do we? Well, he has 6 kicking points.
Yeah, we would take.
Okay,
the
so
higher
that's
there.
all
Yeah,
right.
I mean it's not quite as good as 1.5. We got some push scenarios, but hopefully we can get an extra point in there.
Okay, so higher Joey Slye kicking points, lower 65.5 rushing yards for Breece Hall, and higher 65.5 for Rhamondre. That feels like a Thursday night football game.
Yeah, I got a little 50% boost going on.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I just saw. I also. There's only 3 left. I don't know if that just applies to me.
No, I'm telling you, they just keep giving them that. They're like the fake dollars at the strip club.
Yeah,
It's in everyone's
Funny
best
money.
interest if you got some boosts.
yeah. If you don't get the bonus from Underdog and cash it on these boosts, you're missing out. So,
Sean and I were discussing this too. It does reduce the amount you can stake, but in some cases, you
put some guardrails around you. So
Yeah.
officially, Rhamondre Stevenson higher 65.5 rushing yards. Breece Hall lower 65.5 rushing yards. Joey Slye higher 6 kicking points.
Yeah.
Got it in. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code SGPN.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
The Falcons, really?
Kramer. Let it rip.